Hello, hello. Happy Prize Day. Happy Monday. How's your week kicked off so far? Jennifer in. Welcome, welcome. Can you hear my audio? Someone let me know if you can hear me. Um,
Yes, you
oh,
can. I can.
thank you. I was like, wait, I'm not getting any responses. Okay, here we
Oh,
go.
you can't.
Yeah,
So beautiful.
that one is Scamp. She's the most skittish of all the cats. All right, and I am going to record so I don't miss it. All right, so we have Susanna and Rhonda and Jennifer and Shemaya, and I will let people in as they come. But thank you so much for joining me live. Thank you for joining me in the quest this last week. I really feel like we have done some amazing things, and I'm so proud of every single person who participated in this quest. um, Even the ones who came to just one session or caught one replay, you're doing something that most people never really do, which is taking time to understand your own brand voice. And so, what's amazing about that is that means this last week was not about necessarily just learning a new thing. It was about kind of coming home to the way that you want to communicate in your business and then learning how to partner with AI in a way that's going to protect and amplify your voice. So I would love for you to pop in the chat. What is one word that describes how you're feeling at the end of this quest? Still a work in progress. Okay, awesome. Clear, fantastic, Jennifer. Um, I know Rhonda's still connecting to audio. Hopefully we get her in here. Proud, fantastic, Susanna. I would love this. Shemaya, is there anything that we can do to help move that process along, or you're just still working through the content today? Both. Okay, awesome. Um, what feels still a little unclear? How can we help you get unstuck?
It's more like trying to make time to actually learn and implement when I got a lot to deal with, like working part-time. Since I got a shift tonight, and sorry if you can't really hear me since I
You're good.
just left the desk a few hours ago, so part of my face it still feels numb.
Well, that's always fun. Yeah, no, I totally get it because I also I have a full-time job in addition to my business, so I get how hard it is to schedule time for all the different things that you want to be doing for your business. And that's why AI has been such a boon for those of us who are building alongside a day job, because it allows us to kind of speed up the process. And that's what I'm really hoping that you came away with this week, is tools to be able to use AI in a way that feels more authentic with your voice.
And I have been experimenting with AI for a while, even before I decided to go out and try to start my business, but it's actually like having the courage to use it properly to attract ideal clients and help me get my business up and running when I don't exactly have all the important pieces yet, and definitely not in a place financially to invest in any like legal matters yet.
Right, right.
So there's a lot to
Yeah.
go through, especially being a first-time entrepreneur, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is such an exciting time when you're a first-time entrepreneur. I often describe that those first few years, well, really all of entrepreneurship is this way. You know that scene in Tangled where she's running around going, "This is the best day ever. I am a horrible human being. This is so great. What did I do?" That's like the up and down of being an entrepreneur every day of the rest of your business. But it's also really such a fun energy. And if you can learn to ride that roller coaster and not hit rock bottom with the lows and just kind of smooth it out a little bit, it's going to be such an amazing experience for you. I'm like super excited for you building this business. And I can't wait to see how it progresses. We'll still have, even in the free community, because I know a lot of you are not, the economy stinks right now. Let's just be fair, right? I know a lot of you are not in a place right now where you can even invest in the premium tier. And I totally get that. There is still a lot that you can do in just the free level inside the Kind Copy movement. So we'll have, like I say, yes, the job economy sucks too, 100%, right? So we have this week on Thursday, we have a mini training. I have a bunch of calls I need to add to the calendar today. We have our mini training inside the Kind Copy movement. We have 2 Q&As a month. We have a networking call so you can get to know other entrepreneurs and kind of collaborate. I'll be adding some collaboration threads in the group so you can help out with each other's memberships or, you know, help someone with a free little mini coaching call for in exchange for a testimonial, something like that, to help you kind of get going and get moving in your business and get it building up. So I'm super excited to see how you progress over the next year, Shamaya. Super, super exciting. All right. Cool. So I would love to know, what's one aha moment that you had about your voice or your copy this week as you went through all of the quest stuff? Anything really stick out to you? Yeah, go ahead, Tina.
Probably the biggest aha that I got was that I already knew what to do. It was like, oh, when I turned that into the GPT, it mirrored it back to me. And I'm like, what? No, I can't. This can't be right.
Yeah.
I'm not that good. No. And I had to really sit and think about, okay, these are your words. This is your program. This is how you talk. And I kept remembering when you and I was on a Zoom call with you, and it was one of Evelyn's calls that you were doing. And I'm like, yeah, but I feel so weird on camera and I can't do this and I can't. And you're like, use your process. And I went, oh, yeah, hello, I teach calm. Like, hello, let me use my process. So that was something that was really awesome for me to experience.
I love that. The learning to trust in your own expertise is so huge, right? And I think, especially as women, I think we're taught to sort of dismiss our own expertise and knowledge and value a little bit, or at least minimize it. So having those epiphanies where you're reading your words that ChatGPT is giving you and realizing, yeah, that's me. I'm kind of like, as Katya keeps saying, I'm kind of a badass. I'm actually pretty cool. I know what I'm doing. And those moments are so great. I love that you had some of those moments this week. So fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Because,
So welcome.
I've spent 20 years teaching someone else's process and using their words. And finally, I said, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do my own process. I want to use my own words and I want to do my own thing. And so then when I'm trying to figure this all out, it's like, okay, you know what? I can do this. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Rhonda is celebrating in the background. I'm going to celebrate too. That is
I
really
love that.
awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, Amy says it's so much easier to drop a bunch of words into ChatGPT and edit the home. Oh my gosh, yes. The curse of the blank page and the blinking cursor is the worst.
When I was in corporate, my boss asked me about how I was going with something, and I said, well, I finished a first draft, and he said, I'd love to see it. I said, no, you will never see my first draft of anything because it is total crap. And I just vomited a whole bunch of words on a page
Mhm.
and said, but now I have something to go from, and I will let you see the next draft. And with ChatGPT, instead of sitting there, I mean, the number of times I would obsess over one word, it took me forever to get anything done. And now it's like I spew a few words into ChatGPT, it asks me some questions or gives me an answer, and I can go from there. And it is so much easier, so much faster. It took me months to get my first funnel together, and you saw I made the Finishers Club, so
Mhm.
that's a drastic change.
I'm so happy for you. And that's exactly what I was hoping for with this freebie funnel and the way that we did it this week. Because I know, like I was there too when I was, for years in my first years of my business, everything that I did was through referrals or through having to like post a ton on social media and try and get, buzz around me because I didn't have those tools to bring people in without my having to put a ton of effort into it. And that freebie funnel is going to be so freeing because now you have options. You have something that you can drop if you're a podcast guest. You have something you can run ads to. And we can, inside the membership, we talk about how to run like the cheapest kind of ads, lead form ads on Facebook that actually bypass most of the opt in page stuff and just go straight to your email. But it's just having the freebie and having that mindset of I have a vehicle to get people into this pipeline is huge. Like I'll never forget my first coach who helped me finally hook up a freebie. She was like, no, we're getting on a call right now because I was spinning again about it just feels too hard to hook up and I don't know if the freebie is good enough. She's like, the freebie is good enough. We're getting on a Zoom call right now. Open up ConvertKit. We are I'm building the automation for you. And she put all the pieces in place and said, okay, your freebie's live. Go promote it. and that was like a huge moment for me. And I wanted you to have that moment too. So I'm so excited that that worked. So excited about so many people making the Finishers Club. Okay, Susanna says, I was resisting a lot to do a brand portfolio or ideal client for so long, and I enjoyed doing that. That's so great. Yeah. And the thing with ideal client work, for me at least, when I first got started, I downloaded like everybody's freebie about, put together your ideal clients thing. And it just felt like so much pulling stuff out of the air and it didn't really connect for me until I really figured out, okay, what does the fact that this is a 30-year-old mom of 2 or 3 littles mean when it comes to how I speak to her and the words that I use? And then it clicked, right? What does someone who, like the fact that she follows Marie Forleo, what does that mean about how I speak to her? What references am I going to use? What level of vocabulary am I going to use, right? All of those kinds of things. It wasn't until I made those connections with my brand voice that Ideal Client actually made sense and the journey of transformation as well. Okay, and Jennifer says, I felt the same thing as Tina. As I was working on this, I realized how much I really do identify with my ICA because I am her. So many of us, that is the case, 100%. So what I've been doing the last couple of months is actually what I'm aiming to do for my clients: clarify, refine, and pick the next right thing. This challenge made me see there's a name for it. Yay! Fantastic. Tell us the name for your framework.
Well, I didn't really mean a name for the framework per se, but more just like there's a name for this thing. And I think it's kind of like what Tina said, that the do what I teach, like, right? Do for my own self what I'm trying to get my clients to do. Like, duh.
Right. But it kind of goes with like we can't give ourselves the credit that we give to other people.
Right.
Right. Amy says, I relate much more to the psychographics. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So psychographics versus demographics. Do you want to explain to the group so that it's not just always me talking?
Well, the demographics, you're looking at She's a mom. She's got 2 kids. She grocery shops on Thursday. While the psychographics, it's more like looking at the internal things. Like here we have a neurodiverse solopreneur who is whose business has been going on for a little while, but is so frustrated because he can't find these important pieces of information. And it's going a lot more into the feelings, the frustrations, and the problems. So it's a lot easier for me to relate to those. And that helps me figure out how to speak to somebody. And when you were talking about the voice changing throughout the hero's journey, that resonated and was fabulous when I was writing, when I was working with my chat GPT, because when the different tones would come up, I'd be like, aha, where are we on the journey?
Yeah, so good. Yeah. And I tend to talk about that in terms of like I talk around the word because psychographics is like a $5 word. But this is what I mean when I say, how does this play out for them in their day-to-day life? What are they feeling? What emotions is this bringing up for them? That's what empathy-driven copy is all about, is speaking to that emotion and their day-to-day lived experience. So I love that. Thank you. Yeah.
May I plus that a teeny bit?
Yes,
Would that be
please.
all right? Okay. It's also, yes, it's everything. Yes. And I also personally think of it as what has their attention. Who are they following? What do they, read, do, or watch, or whatever? That's a piece of that, because the demographics, where you live, rural, country, city, whatever, age, and all that. But those feelings, yes, and the habits and what catches attention really helps you too, because then you go, well, this is what catches their attention. I should talk about this.
Yeah, totally. Thank you so much. Okay, Shemaya, I already have an idea of who I want my ideal clients to be. Oh, fantastic. Neurodivergent women of color. But my mom's concern is that I'm narrowing my focus too early in my business. I feel that. And so many people think that too. What I will say is you're better off starting narrow and then broadening out as you find that what you do with that one specific person applies 2, 3, 4 degrees out from that. Because if you can speak to that one super, super specific person, you're going to capture their attention better. When we try to be too broad with our language, it doesn't really resonate deeply and sharply with people's emotions. So they don't know, oh my gosh, that's me. She's speaking to me. How is she in my head right now? Like she's on a fly on the wall watching me have a meltdown at the kitchen table today, right? So we want to speak to that very narrow niche first, and then we can expand it out as we look at the hero's journey, or we look at similar complementary buyer personas that are similar to our initial niche. Does that make sense? Okay, Tina says, I got so excited this morning when I realized this was my first funnel to my free community, not even what I truly do. Tell me more about that. You're muted.
Find that button. Well, because I do hypnosis and I do mindfulness, and my goal is to be teaching mindful self-hypnosis. But I can't just run out there and go, oh, well, we can reprogram your mind and we'll do mindful self-hypnosis. And the people that are going to be interested in this are people that can't find calm, that are so stressed out, that don't trust, their nervous system doesn't trust themselves even. So I had to walk into what is the baby step, and that is talking about calm and talking about how they can begin to self-trust. And I haven't even mentioned the word hypnosis yet, not because I'm afraid to mention it, but because that's not what we're doing yet, So
Not at that point in the journey yet.
no, so I was excited this morning when I went, oh shit. I'm like, this isn't even what I do yet. Like, wait till I get to do what I do.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
so
and that's
excited.
when we talk about broad top of funnel versus narrow bottom of funnel offers. Our broad top of funnel is our freebie. So we're bringing in many people. And Shamaya, this kind of will help you as well, because with our freebie, we can help lots and lots of people. And then we're going to narrow them down to our one ideal client, right? So this will help you explain to your mom. With your freebie, you're going to want to help as many people, not just neurodivergent women of color, but anybody who has that problem. Anyone can download the freebie. And then as you move them towards your offer, the offers are going to be more specific to, like, the paid offers will be more specific to that one ideal client. And that will help you as well as you're refining your niche.
Thanks for that. But given that she has been advocating for me and my niece since I was even before I was officially diagnosed as a toddler, I can kind of understand where she's coming from since the whole garment is a mess right now, especially towards disabled people. So you just
Yeah,
like I understand where she's coming from. Like she doesn't want me to like limit myself to other opportunities that might come my way.
yeah, and so we just look at it as, this is our first offer. We're going to try this out. It's going to help this person, and then the next thing and the next thing, right? Quickly, Jennifer wanted to share a quick thought on expanding your niche as well. Go ahead.
So I was just going to say, I started out serving nurse entrepreneurs. So I could probably not be faceless here. I can turn my video on. I'm sorry.
You're good.
Hi. So I started out serving nurse entrepreneurs. My schooling and degree was in graphic design, but my career was mostly in medical, like working the front desk. And so when COVID hit and I needed to find a job from home, I was very blessed to start working for a company that taught nurses how to build their own businesses, like outside of the traditional clinic hospital setting. Which especially during COVID was huge because of the mental burnout and, you know, with nurses especially on the front lines. And then when about a year and a half later, she suddenly laid me off because she could no longer afford me, apparently, I was kind of forced into starting my own business. So I just went right along with it. It was a great fit. But then the last couple of years I've really slowed down due to a bunch of different issues. But as I'm rebuilding, I'm realizing I really want to expand a little bit. I love nurses. I still want to serve them, but I'm also looking to serve artists, um, Christian women business owners that maybe provide like either bloggers or teaching or planners, that kind of a niche. And I was like, well, what does that all have to do with each other? Like, how are the other than that I identify with them all? And I really realized that they're all life-giving type businesses that are improving our health, mental, physical, or spiritual.
Yeah.
So when I identified that, like that suddenly is making my messaging and branding a lot easier because it's really all still the same core thing. I'm supporting you in improving our lives, even though they seem like very disparate groups. So, I guess like for Shemaya, like even if you do start small, like it might help to like tell your mom, like, I appreciate your feedback and your encouragement so much. Um, and I do agree with you that it's probably going to need to be bigger, but right now, this is who I know I identify with specifically. This will help me refine my message and my offers so that as I start to realize who else this applies to, I can broaden a bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. And this is why we do like beta rounds of courses and coaching programs and stuff that are smaller cohorts, because we have a chance to work more closely with those ideal clients, validate the offer, figure out what are our blind spots, what am I missing, what do I need to add to this course, you know, what do they really want that I'm not addressing, and that really happens best in a smaller group. So this will help you really kind of refine how you serve that ideal client, and then you can expand it out to the wider group. Because you know this, and this is what I was saying, where so many of us started out as our own ideal client. We know that person really, really well. And you know the things that are specific to your experience as a neurodivergent woman of color are different from my experience as a neurodivergent white woman, like way different, you know? And so you can speak to that where I would not be able to, you know what I mean? So I think that's going to be a huge relief to those ideal clients, that they have someone who absolutely understands their experience and can speak to that experience.
Also, I don't think that that intro niche is as narrow as maybe your mom is thinking it is.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more people out there that are going to be your ideal client than maybe it sounds like with that definition.
Yeah. Because we could really narrow that down, and we could say neurodivergent women of color who are young adults, like under 30, who live in the suburbs, who, you know, kind of like really, really narrow it down. Or we could be, this is actually, that's absolutely true. This is a larger niche than your mom is thinking that it is.
Yeah. And also, we have to be careful of, and I don't know, your mom's experience, but don't take advice from your Uncle Joe who's never run a business and who, starts drinking at noon about what you should do with your business, because what does that person know? So just be aware. It's always that thing, especially if it's a parent or a close, whatever. It's, we want to believe them, but they may or may not actually have relevant experience to really have an understanding of what it is. So just a cautionary there.
Okay. Next question that I want to ask: how has your relationship with AI shifted since the beginning of this challenge? Has anyone changed their view of what AI can do for you in your business since day one?
Completely.
Awesome. Tell us.
I kept kicking the AI rock down the road that I'd get to it someday, I'd work on it someday, and I kept just making someday keep going. And then it really hit me during the AI summit that Brenda had, that I can't do it, but also as somebody just starting out, I have a great opportunity. I don't have to be tearing down some of the old thought processes and ways of doing things that other people did. And so I got a trial for Chat GPT, and it was less than half an hour later that I was saying, well, that was a great idea.
Yeah. Yup. Yeah, go ahead, Tina.
No, I was just saying, sign me up, because that's, that was kind of, but I wanted to address Shamaya, is that her name? Shamaya?
Maya?
I wanted to just say that you are never going to regret learning how to communicate with all kinds of different people. That's something that you will use for the rest of your life, no matter what you decide to do, whether you go to higher education or whether you teach in a local community or whether just in your own neighborhood. You're never going to regret learning how to speak to people on a level that they can understand you and that you can get across your point to them. And so, whatever you decide to do with this, or whatever you think you're doing with it right now, might not be what you end up doing, but this is a nice basic place for you to start learning how to communicate.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, Shamaya says definitely trying to use AI more ethically and cautiously. Fantastic. Yeah, because it's so easy to just jump in and use a tool and let it just, run with it. So I love that's a guardrail that you're putting in front of your use of AI. And those are the kinds of guardrails that I tried to bake into my GPTs as well when I program them. Okay. Anyone else? Rhonda?
Yeah. I mean, I'm all in on AI. That's not changed itself, but I was like, during the summit, I went, I'm not quite there yet, but pretty soon I'm going to want to start programming my own GPTs. And then seeing, yours and working with them, I'm like, yeah, that's coming sooner be later.
Yeah.
So.
And I think I have, let me look, I think I might have something in the classroom already for that. And if not, I can certainly add it. Classroom, tools and templates.
It might be. I haven't looked through all those yet. I have to
Doesn't look
go
like it
with
yet,
and
but I will add it.
comprehend. Yeah. Have to know my bandwidth. So sometimes you just go, yes, and a little later.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, there are different levels of that as well. Like there's just creating a custom GPT for yourself that's only available to you, where you're just like, you are my marketing expert. You have expertise in this, that, and the other thing. You help me with this and that. And that's just the one that you go to. You drop your brand voice guide in there, that kind of thing, versus programming something like I did for this week for other people to use and having to think about, okay, how are they going to use this? What do I need to put in place for it to ask them so that it gets their brand voice, all of that kind of stuff. So start with just programming little ones for yourself. That'll kind of get your brain thinking about what you need to put in there. Need to work on creating a program. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And I have a really easy training for that. I'll drop it in the classroom in the tools and templates module. And Lisa says she loved the process flow and steps. Yay. Oh, I'm so glad. I tried really hard this week to make sure that we were moving toward coming out of this with a really good, tangible takeaway so that it felt like a valuable experience for everyone. Okay. Any other feedback? What inspired you about this week? Who supported you this week before we get to drawing the prizes? Or are we just like, nope, draw the prizes right now? Can't do it. I am going to draw the annual membership at the end of the week for our Finishers Club people, because I want to make sure that everyone who is working towards being in the Finishers Club gets there before I draw that prize, because I want as many people to be eligible for it as possible. Currently, we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people in the Finishers Club. Woo! Super amazing. I'm so excited about this. So I'll still, be cheering you on, and let's get you into the Finishers Club. And then we do have for the Finishers Club, if you're in by Thursday, we have an implementation session where I'm helping people get their funnel hooked up, get their mock-up created, get their submission into me so that I can promote you to my list, your new funnel. Okay, well, let's, on that note, then go ahead and draw some prizes. And I have to make sure that I have my list O prizes in front of me. So I have 5, 5, 3, and the one we're not drawing today. Okay, let me, okay, my cat is sitting on my notebook. Tito. I write down who wins what. All right, let me share my screen, realizing you're not seeing the fabulous wheel of names. Oops. Now share that window. All right, are we seeing the fabulous wheel of names with lots and lots of names? I'm so excited. I was so excited to put all these names in here and see how many people participated this week. All right, so we have 5 of my Brand Voice AI Blueprint bundles to give away, and 5 30-minute one-on-one calls with me, and 3 full funnel audits. So let us start with the Brand Voice AI Blueprints. Okay, Faith. This is not open. So Faith Meyer. And then Iris. And Julia. Okay, I'm not even gonna try to butcher that name. It's an awesome name. I will ask her how to say that. All right, that's 4. And then one more for the Brand Voice AI Blueprint. Tiffany Owens. Woo! All right. So now we're moving up. So we have now 5 30-minute calls with me. So this can be used for your copy strategy, next steps in your marketing, working on your brand voice, doing a live copy review, whatever you want to use that 30 minutes for. It is your time. So let's go with that. Okay. 30-minute calls. So Allie Prof. And I want to remind you, oh, we're getting Julia in here. Her hop in. Julia, welcome. You just won the Brand Voice AI bundle, Brand Voice AI Blueprint bundle.
Yay!
We'll reach
Thank
out
you.
to you and get that to you. So we remind everybody, if you don't win the 30-minute call, you do get a free 30-minute call if you join the membership. So the premium tier has a free 30-minute call with me included as well. So if you win the call, you get 2. All right. Second one here. June. That's so great. I saw her commenting on a ton of people's stuff and being such a great cheerleader this week. All right. Number 3 is Kate McDowell. Then number 4, Joanne. Jo is actually one of my VIPs, so I will reach out to her and talk to her about how she wants to use that call. And then one last 30-minute one-on-one call with me is going to, looks like Amanda. Woo! Okay. So then, oh, I've lost track of my mouse. Remove. Okay, so next we have 3 full funnel audits. So a full funnel audit means I am looking at every single piece of your funnel, from sales page or opt-in page, through all of your upsells, through your order bumps, through your emails, your ads, the whole shebang, and giving you video reviews on every single piece. If you do not have a funnel yet, I will work with you. We'll go back and forth on what pieces you need to build your first funnel, and I will make sure you have templates for all of those. So we have 3 of those. Amy Sparks. Woo. Okay. Keep losing track of my mouse. Woo. Oh, you were watching from the schoolroom. Nice. Okay, next we have, thank you, Annalisa. Number 2 goes to Kim Wright. And I'll reach out to all of these people in the DMs. In our last full funnel audit, I am going to spin this wheel until I get somebody who's here on this call, because I want to honor the fact that you all showed up for me live today. So we will just spin it until I get someone who's actually on the call. We don't have Heather on the call, right? No Heather? Woohoo! All right, Shemaya, you have won a full funnel audit, or help developing your first funnel. So I'm not including your freebie funnel because that's like we're obviously working on that this week. So we'll do a full funnel audit or help you build out your first funnel. So I'll reach out to you and get that set up. Ooh. All right. Now go ahead and stop my share. Fantastic. All right. So whether you won prizes this week or not, I am so happy that I have got to work with all of you this week. And I'm really grateful for all of your participation and your enthusiasm and your cheering each other on and support in the comments and on the calls. If you are close to finishing your writing out your funnel, you have until Friday to submit it to the Finishers Club. That's going to unlock the Finishers Club course in the classroom, which has all of the Wizards treasure chest gifts in it. So when those disappear from the main classroom tonight, you will still have access to those. It has a mockups resource to help you with your little square image that I'm going to need to promote your funnel. It will have my funnel mapping workshop. I'm going to be dropping that in there today. So you have all of my funnel maps for the top kinds of funnels that you might need. So you know all the copy assets you're going to need for those, plus the whole workshop on how to do that. Yeah. And if this week has felt like something that you want to keep, the structure, the feedback, the creative spark, all of the things that we do inside the Kind Copy Movement premium tier, you still are, I love that we were able to do this inside the free group because I get to still interact with all of you inside the free community. Yes, we are all winners to finish. I have loved interacting with all of you in the free community. I'm so excited that I get to continue that in this free group. So please keep showing up to calls and keep participating. But if you would like to go a little bit further, I want to remind you that we do even more inside the Kind Copy Movement premium tier, formerly known as the Kind Copy Collective. Inside that tier, you get that free 30-minute one-on-one new member copy strategy call. You get the premium tools, templates, and trainings library. You get to submit your copy for personalized video reviews, and you can do one piece of copy every single week and get my eyes on my feedback on that. We have 2 weekly copy lab sessions that are 2 hours each. So you have 4 hours that you can spend time with me working on your copy. You get access to all the replays, all the transcripts, all the AI notes that I'm prepping for the quest, plus the Wizard's Treasure Chest is all going to be in there. And in 2026, we are getting quarterly mindset and visibility group hypnosis sessions with Katya inside the premium tier. And if you want to level up even further, the VIP tier includes much more hands-on, high-touch work with me. So you get that 90-minute kickoff and strategy call, quarterly one-on-one calls. We have a living, breathing document action plan where we are back and forth with what you need, copy reviews, strategy, all of those things, help with your ads, help writing your copy if you need it. We will be adding those monthly VIP only strategic mini mind sessions. I still need to add this to this tier because I added it yesterday and didn't put it in here yet. We'll have WhatsApp access to me back and forth in between calls, and then access to all of my paid cohort programs and workshops. And I also want to remind you that I mentioned this last night on the call, that we will be doing, and this is for anyone in the premium or VIP tiers, whether you're monthly or annual in premium, we'll be doing my new cohort foundations course live, which is called Market Like You Mean It. We'll be starting that in January. It is really comprehensive, like build out of all the copy assets that you need in your business to have a really robust business. You will have, so the GPTs, if you are in the Finishers Club, you'll have the ones that are in the Wizard's Treasure Chest. So what I recommend with the GPTs is that you go in today and just access them. Once you access them, they're in your ChatGPT. Like once you have the link, you have the link, right? So go get them and put them in your ChatGPT. Whether you've made it to day 3 yet or not, go through day 1, 2, and 3, grab the GPTs and get them installed in your ChatGPT so you don't lose access to those. Download any of the, if you're not in the Finishers Club, download any of the Wizards treasure chest stuff, gifts that you still want. I did a couple of fun card decks in there, a little gnomes coloring book. I had so much fun making that Cards Against Perfection deck, you guys. And that is, as you might know, something that I historically struggle with. So it's something that I'm always looking for resources to help me, and hopefully that helps you as well. So grab those gifts, download them today, grab the GPTs, get them installed in your ChatGPT so you don't lose access when those go away tonight, okay? The thing that you will not be able to still have access to after tonight is the replays, unless you are in the membership, or you can purchase the Explorers Guild just as a one-time payment of $27 if you don't want to invest in the membership yet. But I will say, it's the same price for 1 month of the membership versus the Explorers Guild. So hop in the membership for a month and then cancel if you don't want to keep going for a month. But I would love to have you in there and be able to support you for a month at least as you move forward with this stuff. Okay. Cool, cool. Anything else that you guys want to talk about, or questions that you have that have come up before we hop off this call? I'll open the floor.
Thank you for all of the resources and information. I really appreciated it. I still feel like I'm not at a place where I can invest into something more until I get past this little hump, so to speak, of I guess putting it all, implementing it all, right? But it was wonderful, fabulous. I really enjoyed it, and I will be staying in the group and looking to connect more in the future.
Fantastic. I love that. And I totally get, like, oh, boy, do I get the financial constraints thing. And this is why I put so much into my free group. Because I truly want people to grow as business owners and have a successful business. So if I can, whatever supports I can provide at that level, I'm going to do, because I want you to be able to move forward and get to a point where you have the financial, like breathing space to invest in memberships like my premium tier, or other people's memberships that are so amazing. I'm going to be adding a bunch of, like a little module on school in the community on, like, because I mentioned this to somebody and I can't remember who it was in the free group, that I am going to be building out a new community, or that is a business my husband wants to run, a community my husband wants to run, and I will do an over the shoulder like recordings as I'm doing that, so you can see how to build out a school community. But I will add a little page in there of communities that I love, and that, you know, so you can kind of check them out as well. I'll have a mix of free and paid things in there. But I really just want you all, desperately want you all to succeed, because business can be so fun. It can also be, like I said, the up and down from Tangled, right? This is the best day ever. I am a horrible human being. Why did I do this kind of thing? But it really is the thing that allows you to level up in ways that the traditional employment structure, my belief, okay, my opinion, in ways that the traditional like employment structure does not allow you to do. It is the place that we can build generational wealth in online business, in regardless of our background, regardless of the things that are holding us back, as long as we have access to those resources. So like I say, I try to make as many resources as I can available at the free level, with the belief that the universe will bring the right people into my membership when it is the right time for them. And I always want you to be coming in when it's the right time for you. This is like the whole thing behind Kind Copy. We're not about like being pushy and manipulating people and FOMO and all of that stuff, right? The tiny little bit of FOMO in this launch is, if you are a monthly member, if you want to come into the Market Like You Mean It cohort live, as a monthly member, you got to join by Friday the 7th. Otherwise, it will be a small cost for my monthly members. It will be free for annual and VIP members. That's the only like FOMO piece for this entire launch. Okay. And I do that on purpose because I know what it's like firsthand to struggle and not be able to do all of the things that I want to be able to do. So just my personal philosophy. I'm so thrilled to have all of you here. Any other questions or things you want to talk about when it comes to finishing up the quest, the questions about the Finishers Club? Feel free. Otherwise, we can hop off and you can have the rest of your Monday.
Just a big thank you
Aw, thank you.
to you and this beautiful community and all of that. So it's been beautiful to spend some more time with you, as I have done somewhat in the past. And you're making these beautiful tools for us to use. And even the free level is great, but I'm definitely going to be joining your membership. So
Thank you, Rhonda. I love that. Like we're all the same places together. It's so funny.
yeah, I
Every
know. Was
that
it,
I'm in, I'm like, wait, Rhonda's here too.
yeah,
So
keep
fun.
tripping over you.
It's great. We'll just need to like hook up like the 3-legged race, tie our legs together, and we'll
Yes.
just limp along together.
Well, we still have some nerdy stuff we need to talk
Yes,
about
we do.
off script
Yes.
sometime, just for fun, because we have a lot of the same.
Are you?
Our
okay,
brains go in the same
pardon us for
direction.
just a second. Are you doing Katya's Oracle Cards Magic Challenge, 21-day challenge this month?
Yes. I mean, it
Okay.
always seems like there's always like 1 or 2 challenges a week anymore. It's like, yes, I'm also
Awesome.
enjoying.
We don't use the word accountability, but we can be encouragement buddies.
Yes, let's do that. That'll be
Finishing out my
perfect.
gnomes deck. So woo.
Oh, good for you. Awesome.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Thanks. We now returning to your regular scheduled programming.
My cat sneezing in the background. Okay.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. This has been a fantastic quest. I will see you in the group. Still keep talking about the quest stuff. If you have questions come up, even after the replays go away, if you have questions, I'm happy to answer those in the group as much as I can. Okay. Thank you, everyone.